Now, some of the subject matter is about my struggles with health. It's about loss and grief when you lose somebody and how that leaves you feeling lost. It's also about euphoric love and knowing that sensation for the first time. Um, and then there's lots of other upbeat parts of it, but there's also touches on anxiety, on mental health. It touches on finding love or wanting love. And it goes back a number of years. I found a remix that I was doing for Shane Quinton, sorry, Shane Quinton's The Garden of Earthly Delight show. I did a session for him. God, it must have been about, where are we? 2019 maybe, or was it earlier? I can't remember. Could be 2018, 2019, where I remixed a song of mine, Let's Talk About Us. And it sort of, that became a bit of a theme for the latter part of the album, because just thought, oh, I really like this. It sounds a bit Balearic. I shared it online. People said, oh, that sounds a nice bit of Balearic. And I thought, there's somewhere I can go with this. And there was a theme with that, followed by a song called Want Love, which was also from the same period. So I stole the guitar from those years, implanted it into 2026, changed it up a little bit, moved it around, shifted the furniture, played musical chairs with it until it felt right in my head and I could hear what it sounded like, and then I'd arrived. And that finishes that kind of theme with Same Time Tomorrow, which you can work it out for yourself what it's about. That was a newer track that I borrowed some guitar from previously for, but it was a completely new written lyrics, and that was the closing track, Same Time Tomorrow. Just a very gentle way to end the album. I don't know if I'll do a track by track thing, but let me tell you some of the things that I used. If you can, don't necessarily, unless you want a really clean digital sound, don't think everything has to be new and everything has to be expensive. In actual fact, as I've said, it can be really helpful if some of your gear is old and decrepit, but you like it and the sound that it makes. Not just an instrument, or it's more synths on this album, simply because I couldn't use the fingers, so it's sort of one finger at a time sometimes. Like I said, get yourself a mic that suits you. I do like tube mics. I think they're great, and they're a standard in many studios. You don't have to pay a fortune for them. I actually found the main mic that I used on the album, I found it cheap in a cash converters online. Thought they're going to get it to send. They're going to send it to me from another part of the country. Is it going to work? Is it going to be fine? And it worked, and it's fine. And yes, it's not going to win any. I was going to say lookalike contests. It's not even. It's an actual one, but it's suited my voice. The only thing I found is if I had added a certain plugin by Waves called Maserati VX1, which I've loved for years, and if you've listened to my music, you'd probably hear it on all of my albums. But it's not so good for my voice. And it was Dave Milligan who mixed it. Sort of like he was sort of struggling a bit with the sibilance on my voice, and what are you using, Johnno? And he recommended a new one, a new plugin that is, which I may well go for on my next album. Same with things you can buy on eBay. I bought an old Focusrite ISA 1. I don't know. You say the lingo. I don't know. I got that really cheap on eBay. Yes, it's no beauty to look at, but actually for the last album, this one and English Fables, I've used that, going through that. So a mic of choice, through the ISA 1, Focusrite. I don't think it sort of like changes the sound much, just makes it sound a little bit better, I think. You'll be the judge of that. Like I said about sort of recording with sort of what you've got, what you like, doesn't have to be new. It's like with this. Yeah, you see a toilet roll, and it is a toilet roll. Is your toilet roll filled with risotto rice? And sometimes I want to use this, say, I want a sound of a whip. So I could just go, it's a little bit of a tail on that one, but you get the idea. If you want to get the sound of a whip, and don't be sending me any whip videos, thank you very kindly. If you want a sound and change it up, get the sound of that, then put it through a load of plugins, crush the hell out of it, and you might get the sound that's closest to the sound you've got in your head, which might be a whip, it might be another device. But, that was my impression. This is something I've had in my percussion little box, small little box I keep. From it's an early model. It's early noughties. Not sure the exact model, but it does its job. So try different things, and doing it DIY. If you can't get the sound that you want, because you can't afford an orchestra to play you the parts, get something that replicates something similar, or some. For me, basically, it'll be what the closest to what the sound is in your head, and also be easily pleased, so you don't have to have too many high expectations. Bit of reverb, bit of echo on it, if not necessarily on a whip, but on other things. Add some EQ if you need to. Mess about with different plugins, distress plugins, lo-fi plugins, all sort of plugins coming your way.